Hey there YouTube, thanks so much for stopping by the channel. This is Son of Liberty, and happy 4th of July to you and your family. I hope that this message finds everyone well and that you're out enjoying our independence and you're doing it safely. So anyway, the other day I was at the range and I was finishing up filming a review of the Canik TP9 SF Elite. And if you're interested in seeing that review, down below in the video description I'll post a link directly to that. But as I was finishing everything up and I tossed in some of my equipment, including a new IFAK that I've been using, I realized that it's actually been quite some time since I have done anything medically related. So what had happened was I was getting ready to go to a class and I needed a new IFAK. I needed something that was not going to take up too much real estate on the belt. I needed it to be small, lightweight, durable, and affordable. So lo and behold, on my search on the interwebs, I came across the Blue Force Gear Micro Trauma Kit. And immediately I knew as soon as I opened up the package that this thing, as soon as you put it in your hand, you know that this thing is built very, very well. And a lot of that comes from the material that they used. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and open this thing up and I'll show you guys how I've got my kit set up. Alright guys, so as I was reading some of the information on the website, Blue Force had mentioned that a good comparison or size reference of this kit would be a 6-inch Israeli bandage. So I happen to have one here and I thought that we could do a quick on-screen comparison of this bandage to this micro kit, and I got to tell you guys, they nailed that reference. It is almost identical. Now, not depth-wise, but the actual size of the kit itself, and you can see there again on this size there, it completely is almost identical as a size reference. So anyway, if you've got one of these handy at home and you're just trying to find out how much real estate you're going to need on your kit for this is going to be a good reference for you. So when you order this thing, you've got two options here on the back. You can order a belt attachment or a MOLLE attachment. And one of the things that I want to mention that Blue Force Gear does, I feel like, is just these little additional things that they do to a product that make a product that is good, they make it great. This identification piece here that you can put little tabs in here, I just think that that is a nice additional touch, and I'll show those to you here in just a moment. Also, here on the sides you will notice that we've got two tabs here, and this gives us ambidextrous deployment, either right or left-handed. But one of the things that they've done, instead of just leaving these tabs there, they have actually sewn I guess it's a plastic ball on the inside of these tabs, and they actually refer to those as a ball-loaded index point. Now what that does is this is just going to ensure that no matter if your hands are wet, muddy, or bloody, you're going to be able to grab this tab and deploy this kit if you need it. So anyway, just a really nice little touch there that I thought that was really nice. So anyway, of course my kit's a little full. Let me go ahead and deploy it. And it is going to be a lot easier to deploy when you've got this, of course, on a kit or on your belt. Now, one thing I want to mention here real quick is you've got some female Velcro here, and on the inside of this sleeve, you've got a male Velcro piece. And this is just, again, another additional touch to make the product great. And so this is just, it gives you, at least the end user, some peace of mind that as you're running, that you're not really going to have to worry about this thing falling out. Even with it packed as tight as it is, again, you're not going to have to worry about that. Now, your kit is going to come with these tabs, all right? So you're actually going to get a high-vis tab. You're going to get a flat red tab, and then on the back side of the red, it's actually black. I didn't see that I would ever use the black, so I had this high-vis material, red material, that I'd picked up at a hardware store. So I went ahead and actually cut it to the dimensions there, and I just like the look of that a lot better. So I actually made that one. So anyway, you've just got some options depending on you know, your job. You may be military, you may need to do black for low vis, you know, law enforcement, whatever. So anyway, let me go ahead and open this kit up. And now again, keep in mind I actually built this myself. So one of the first things you're going to see here is I've got some duct tape. Medical tape is definitely going to work a lot better. However, I happen to have some of this, and it's going to work just as well. All right. So I didn't see a need for that to go to waste. I've got some black nitrile North American Rescue gloves. Down here on the bottom, I've got a chest needle or decompression needle. On the top, I've got a nasopharyngeal tube, all right, to secure airway. On this side, I've got an H&H compressed gauze. Now, what I've actually done here in the center, I'll just go ahead and take all this out. I've got, of course, my combat quick clot. I've got a SWAT T tourniquet, and I've got a hyphen chest seal. Now, these actually come in two. It's a twin pack. Now, what I've actually done, until I can actually get another one of these ordered, I've actually split these up for the time being. I'm actually using one of these in this kit, and in another kit that I keep in my everyday bag, I've got one in there as well. I would rather have one in both kits for right now, again, until I get a replacement, than not having, not having one with me at all. Now this SWAT T tourniquet takes up quite a bit of space. However, one thing that I could do is I could open this, cut about half of the material out, and then reseal it. That is one option. Believe it or not, there's actually quite a bit of material in here. This is almost like an extremely long bicycle tube, if you will, essentially what this is. But there is enough material, if I needed to, in a pinch, I could probably even make two tourniquets with this, depending on the size of the patient extremities. So that's just something to keep in mind, and that's one of the reasons why I went with this one. So anyway, guys, that's how I've actually got my kit set up. Again, I am going to recommend that you do keep two. This is for obvious reasons: one for an entry wound and one to seal a exit wound. So that's what I've got in mind. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this video review. But before we go, I want to leave you guys with some thoughts. As we are wrapping up and closing one of the longest wars of our nation's history, and we're taking that information that we have learned, okay, and we are making leaps and bounds in medical technology and medical equipment. We have more people teaching medical classes across the country than we ever have before. In this day and age, there's really no reason for you to not be prepared for some type of medical emergency. All right. So with that being said, take the initiative, go out and actually get trained. I can tell you this: statistics will support that you are more likely inclined or more likely going to be using this in your lifetime than you would a firearm. Even though that we do need to prepare for both, you are more likely to use this. So go out and get trained, guys, and until the next video, take care, be safe.